In today's video, I'm going to be covering my training split, some of the things that go through my head when I make one, and why I did the things that I did in my training split now. I cover a couple things. You will be getting the training split that I do for free. If you're interested in trying it out, it's there. I'm covering it in this video, so feel free to give it a shot. You can let me know how it is, how it goes. But other than that, we can get straight into it. It's pretty simple stuff. So this is the template I use. I actually make these for other people. So I just made my own with that same template. That's why it's called personal. And as you can see here, I'm capturing my screen. That way I can go through it exactly how I make them for other people. So anyway, this one's, like I said, my own, my personal split. Here's a bunch of hoopla that is in there for other people. I didn't bother changing that for myself because I already know how I want to go about it and how I want to set it up for myself. So I knew it was only me looking at this and like maybe a friend. So I didn't take the time to change all this stuff around. But if you're interested at all, this is where I set up the basics of the plan. So I explain how it's going to be run, the set and reps, how the layout is down there. That way you can understand what I'm telling you to do. That way you can actually read it and because sometimes they look confusing with a bunch of X's and everything meaning 3 by 15. So I explain that here. About the training, I explain that, how the split's set up and how you're going to be doing it. And I've also got an extra page on recovery, some of the better methods of recovering in between your your workout days. So right down here is where the plan starts. So it goes 7 days. 2 of those are rest days, so we train 5 days a week. That's what I'm doing right now. So something that's not in here that I've been doing a lot is I've been hitting calves 5 days a week. Some people may say that's too much, whatever. I've built that up to that point. I'm going to eventually take it back down. But for right now, I'm hitting calves 5 days a week, and that's like my warm-up for each training day. So I'll do 2 sets for calves at the beginning of every workout that I do, and those 2 rest days that I take are the 2 days that I also don't hit calves. And so this is where I'll start explaining how it's set up actually. So day 1 is chest and arms, day 2 back and shoulders, 3 legs, 4 rest, 5 arms, 6 legs, and day 7 is another rest day. So you may look at it and think maybe it's a little odd. The reason I have it set up this way is because for me, my weak areas are my arms and legs. So I think my back and chest chest and shoulders all kind of take over in my physique. I think, it's my limbs that need to be brought up. So that's why I've set it up this way. Is it a lot of construction going on outside? But like I said, I set it up this way for a reason. That reason being is that my limbs are what's the smallest on my physique. And my calves. That's why I hit them 5 days a week. So anyway, chest and back are only once a week. Now arms are here and Friday, day 5. So I hit those twice a week. Shoulders, I'm only really hitting once a week, although I do hit shoulders a little bit for my arm day. I think it helps with the pump, and why not hit shoulders twice? But anyway, I've got legs in here twice a week as well. So we'll go through it one by one, and I'll explain, I guess, how they interact and why I rest at the times that I do. Anyway, chest and arms here. We start off with incline dumbbell fly, and then we go into conversion press cable fly. So that's going to make up our chest right here. Incline dumbbell fly. It's called, I call it incline clavicular fly, or the clavicular fly, just straight up. So if the bench goes, starting from the top, and that's 1, 2, 3, it goes on 3. So it's a pretty high incline, and I'll open up with my chest. It's a move that I don't see a lot of people do anymore. I guess you can consider it kind of old school because it's a dumbbell fly. Not many people do that stuff anymore. I guess the reason I do it is because I found success in that from a pretty young age, like when I started doing it, like back in high school, and I just kind of kept it around. It's a pretty good movement. I think I can attribute a lot of my upper chest to that move. So anyway, we start with that. It's like a fly. I only have 1 press, and I'm really moving away from any free weight necessarily. Like I only train chest once a week. I've still got the sets there, but I'm not putting all my effort into my chest right now, I guess. Conversion press for me, I mean, I get a great connection on that. Same thing with incline dumbbell fly and cable fly. I feel like I get the stimulus from that, and that's what really matters. So anyway, those 3 are my chest exercises for the week. Keep in mind that's my one chest day for the week. And then we go straight into arms. So I actually alternate them, something that I didn't used to do at all. But I've started alternating them. The pumps are better. I get better connections because the pump is better. I can feel it more. So I wouldn't do that if it was like a chest and tricep. Obviously, there's no biceps in there. If it's a push-pull leg type of split, I probably wouldn't do that. But I'm trying to hit arms, and I think the best thing for my arms is to alternate them and keep the blood flow going. My pumps are better, and that means it's working better. That's how I see it. Single arm. So anytime you see SA, it means single arm. Single arm tricep extension, single arm concentration curl, overhead tricep rope, easy curl bars. You see that my sets are 3 here. That could be kind of high for arms, but it's only 6 sets per tricep/bicep, so I really don't think it's too much. And like I said, my arms are what I'm trying to get to grow, so putting a lot of effort into them. Back and shoulders, day 2. So I've been doing weighted pull-ups. That's kind of rough for a lot of people. That's why I just put them as pull-ups. Like I said, this program's for me. Weighted pull-ups is something that I've started doing, although when I started doing all of it, I just started with regular pull-ups. I could barely do them. But I've kind of built that strength up in that movement. It's taken some time, obviously. That's a goal of mine. It's just like a little side mission that I sprung on myself, was to try and get better at pull-ups. So now I start with those. I do barbell rows. Like some people, they want to get the most out of their barbell row. I don't think pull-ups obviously they fatigue me, but I feel like I can still get some good barbell rows. I had my time where I did them first, and I did them as heavy as I could. I just feel like I get a better connection in my barbell rows once I already have a pump. So that's the reasoning for that. Single arm cable row, a lot of people do these. I don't want to be like mean about it, but a lot of people do these in such a wuss way. I'm not trying to be whatever, but it is about feeling it. It is about the connection. It is about the contraction and all this, but you don't want to forget to put weight on the thing. You want to load it properly and then worry about your form. I know that sounds bad, like you're supposed to worry about your form first and foremost, but once you've got that down, I don't want to, put off that like I'm an advocate for bad form, but there's a lot of people being form police these days and they're not lifting no weight. And I guess that's what I'm advocating for, is to still put some weight and resistance into it. So anyway, I do single arm cable rows, and I used to do them underhand, about diagonal like that. I now do them overhand, and I pull a little higher. I feel like that's hitting. Try to turn around for you. I feel like that's hitting my upper back, my upper lat, and then my trap and rear delt. That's kind of what I'm going for here, because I've got pullovers right after that I'm really hitting that lower lat, mid lat by pulling up into it. So that's the explanation there. I feel like I'm hitting, with these 4 exercises here, I feel like I'm hitting most of my back. Like I said, that's my only back day this week, but this is a lot of volume. Even for the chest up here, this is volume. That's still 10 to 11 sets for that body part, which isn't bad. It may be it's the lower volume for a lot of people, but like I said, the volume for me is going into my legs and arms. So it's something to keep in mind the entire time. But legs here, so this leg day, my 3rd leg day, this comes after 2 of my biggest days in the program. So this is just an accessory day. So adductor, RDLs are like the biggest movement I've got today. Leg extension, hamstring curls, hyperextension. So I really call it the accessory day because I'm hitting the machines, I'm hitting the smaller body parts, the smaller leg muscles, stuff like that. And like I said, 2 of my biggest training days here. So I don't want to overload myself in these 3 days because I don't think that I'd get the most out of it anyway. I think if this was my big leg day, I'd have a really shitty leg day most of the time when this came around, and I wouldn't be able to put that same type of energy or weight into it like I did these 2 days. So this is it's a working day. I still train hard. It's just not spinal loading too much. Like there's not anything that would kill my central nervous system, my CNS, like, ridiculous. The RDL can get heavy, but that's my only big movement for the day. The rest of them, like I said, I still train hard. It's just they're not big movements. They're not compound, really. Day 4, rest day, first rest day of the week. That's usually on my Thursday. And then day 5, arms. So I'm not going to explain this one in super long detail like I did the other. All I'm going to say is I start with 2 exercises for shoulders, but then right back, tricep, bicep, tricep, bicep. So same type of concept, except I'm getting a little shoulders. The pump's better this day because you start with shoulders and you just work your way down. Your arms are super full. It's a fun day, of course, but the reason I'm doing it is because, like I said, that's where I lack. So that's my full arm day right there. And notice how this leg day is surrounded by things that don't at all really damage my legs. I mean, 2 rest days, I'll do cardio, that's it. Arm days, obviously, they don't really affect your legs at all, and you can make an argument about CNS or whatever, but I don't think any of these. I think maybe this barbell shoulder press could be the most taxing on your body, like it's a bigger movement, but I don't think that it's going to damage my leg day. So that's why I said maybe. But anyway, arm day, it's not light, it's a good day, but it is my arms. They'll recover quicker, blah, blah, blah. Legs is the big day of the week. That's why I've surrounded it by an arm day and 2 other rest days, because I want to get the most out of this session. So this is what this is what the week is leading up to for me, is my big leg day on Saturday when I should have free time to go hit them hard. So that's when I squat, and I'm just now getting back into barbell squats. It's something that I've had to reconnect with. Like my first day squatting in 3 years was last month, and I put 225 on the bar, and I was shaking under it, dude. The thing about crushed me. But now it's been a month, and I hit like 315 for 6 or 7 this last Saturday, which is good, but I didn't hit this rep range, so I dropped it back down and went for higher rep sets. But it's not bad to test your strength. It's not like I'm going for a 1 rep max. I still got for 6. I wanted to push it. I got it there. I felt a bit more comfortable with it. So anyway, that's the idea, is that I'm saving a lot of energy for this leg day, because that's something that I really need to work on, is my legs. So anyway, here it is. I go barbell squat, hamstring curl, leg extensions, abductor, and lunges. So lunges is like my finishing movement that pumps the most blood into my quads 100% of the time. And if you look at it, you can kind of see that this leg day here, other than the adductor or abductor thing and these leg extensions, this day here is really more oriented towards hamstrings. Now, of course, I hit hamstrings in this one as well. Same with the quads on the previous, but this is a bigger quad day. So I didn't necessarily do that on purpose, but it's smart to, I should word that differently. I did it on purpose, but it was not of main concern. It was not something that I had to have planned out to go into it. I do think that it helps with recovery, though. And a change that I'm actually probably going to make for myself is to swap the adductor and abductor, because I noticed that training adductor on this day actually still leaves them sore, and it kind of messes up my depth for my squats. So if I swap those, I should not have that issue anymore. So and then day 7 is rest, and I've made it. Good job. So that is the training split that I'm doing. That is why I'm doing it. That is a couple different explanations as to why I have it set up the way I do. Some people, like I said, may find it odd. Some people may disagree with it completely, but that's the fun and freedom of bodybuilding, is that there's a million ways to there's a million ways to reach the same goal. You see people doing all types of different workouts to reach their potential and reach their goal. There's a million different ways to do it. Don't overanalyze it, and then you have zero fun in the gym because you're overanalyzing every movement you do. I picked the movements I did because that's what I love to do. I feel them the best. I have fun doing them. That's why I did it. That's where you make the most progress, is when you enjoy it. And just so you know, I make programs like this. I personalize them for people. I do coach people. I don't really advertise it like that. I do enjoy it, but it's not something that I invest a ton of time into. I'd love to start doing it more, though. If anybody wants to reach out, I'd be down to get it going. This is the type of templates that I make for people. They can be personalized. They can be a bit more generic. I do meal plans as well. As you can see, this is what the meal plans look like. I explain it and set it up the exact same way. Very, very simple. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that could give you some insight, or maybe even help you out in a problem that you're having in your own lifting experience. So let me know if this helped. You can leave a comment down below with any other suggestions or maybe some ideas. Or if you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget to leave a like on the video. Thanks.